The real magic of today in this trip has been what we call our ground transportation.
Yeah, some serious ground transportation. We have what I would consider one of the greatest pieces of transportation I've ever visited a farm with.
This is a vehicle we didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
Prior to yesterday.
Right. We're just grateful to Ethan. Ethan, thank you.
Yeah, Ethan hooked us up.
He did.
You want to give us the walk around tour?
Yeah, let's give you the walk around tour.
Okay.
There's not a lot of cars that I'm taller than. You come in with a good decal, Jet West. I mean, the farmers knew exactly who Jet West was. They're like, you guys came in Jet West? We're like, well, we flew in a Kitfox. Over here, we got the decal, California Republic, People's Republic. Yeah, Bald Eagle.
The irony, I would say, about this car, as much as we're giving it a hard time, is
no grief.
There's way more legroom in here than in the Kitfox.
Now there is some truth there. There is some truth there.
Like the
air conditioning functions.
The AC is very cold. There's power windows that don't open when you don't want them to, and it's not leaky and airy. So we have a little bit of hard time.
We got a lot of things going for us.
Far more comfortable than sitting in the Kitfox.
We got a lot of things going for us right now. Life is good. Good looking sticker. Yes, it is.
There we go. We are forever part of Ethan.
Forever part of Ethan.
Daughter, she is a runner. Unlike her dad, she loves to run. She's pretty good at it. Her sophomore year, she went to the state championships and did great. And she trained really hard, maybe a little bit too hard, and she started to have some pain in her leg. She's a really tough kid, so she didn't really give us a lot of information. So we took her to see a physical therapist, and he offered, some ideas on things that she could do, to help alleviate some of the pain. Thought that it was, maybe some calf strain, some muscle strain in there, and gave her some stretches and things. And I think all of those things probably helped. But it persisted. One of our friends, suggested that we see if, we could get her an appointment at the Shriners Hospital. There's a local Shriners Hospital right there in Spokane. She went in and she saw a specialist. And right away, they started figuring out what it was. It turned out she had stress fracture. Over the course of the next 6 months, she continued to go back and work with them and finally got her leg better. But I will forever be grateful for the Shriners Hospital for what they were able to do for my daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a couple of parents who were just, doing our best, trying to figure it out, it really made a huge difference to her and to us.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. I mean, the Shriners obviously specialize in children, and then children get a little bit older, they specialize in that youth range.
The most that I ever knew about Shriners is they drove little go-karts and had funny hats and parades. I just didn't know what they were doing. One question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Exactly how many packs of cigarettes did you smoke this morning?
About 3 hours ago, I'm like, hey man, I'm losing my voice. And that's probably a good thing for our listeners and our viewers, maybe
Looks like I'll be carrying the weight here, guys.
Just go ahead and carry the weight because, goodness man, I'm losing it.
Today we're going to talk about one of hopefully many of the places that those guys are getting their funding so that they can help and treat kids all over the country.
Absolutely.
At Farmland Company, we manage farmland on behalf of the Shriners. These farms are donated to the Shriners by generous donors who believe in the mission and who may have had an experience just like you and your family. Oftentimes we get a donation advisory that comes oftentimes in a will, or it will come maybe from a trust action or something of that nature. Like you say, somebody passes away, it's in their information that the farm, their family farm, gets donated in part or in full to the Shriners. And so that function of land transferring into the ownership of the Shriners comes with a commitment and a promise from the Shriners to keep it. to keep it productive, to keep it for a very, very, very long time, indefinitely almost, as an asset that can create revenue for their mission, which is the specialty healthcare needs of children.
So from the Shriners' perspective, we're not going to sell this land. We need ongoing income to pay for these medical costs, for our philanthropic work throughout the world. So we're just going to hang on to it, collect the rent that it produces, and give it away.
And essentially give it to their patients inside of their hospitals.
My name is Tony Alameda, and I'm with Savor Farms.
Ann Hester, and I'm with Hester Orchards Incorporated.
It's Tyler Hester.
Jess Quinlan.
We've had the privilege of farming with the Shriners for 30 years.
5 years.
15 years.
I grow processing tomatoes, sunflowers, alfalfa,
Lettuces from Green Boston, romaine, endive, escrow,
melons,
baby spinach,
almonds,
cabbage. There's leeks out here.
sometimes corn.
Radish at times, broccolini. So quite a variety of vegetables.
Farming for the Shriners is just a way that makes me feel good in my heart that I can help in some way.
One of my children was in a bad accident about 2 years ago and spent a lot of time in the hospital. And it really gave me a true appreciation for the care that the children need and the families at that point in time. And I think it's just such an awesome, noble cause for the Shriners to know that we're doing a little bit of part of that to help some other children out there. It makes me pretty happy.
Very proud to say that we have the Shriner sign on the property that we lease right along the freeway. I get a lot of compliments about it, a lot of questions about it, and it feels good to tell people that I farm this ranch for the Shriners.
We've had a couple instances where some of our employees' children have been cared for by the Shriners, have been to the Shriners Hospital. But the fact that you're out here and actually have some of your employees being treated by the Shriners, pretty amazing to bring that whole full circle.
To know that we're working with an organization that ultimately helps children always brings a sense of pride.
It's been a real honor to farm with Shriners. We personally know what those families go through. Go through having a sick child. So our hearts go out to them. Our youngest son was diagnosed with acute T-cell lymphoma leukemia at the age of 30. He was a partner in our farming operation at the time, and he left the farming operation, and fortunately, it is a walking miracle. It does happen through faith and perseverance, and to this day, he's doing extremely well.
On behalf of Farmland Company, we'd like to thank the Shriners Hospital for Children for our 20-plus year partnership in caring for your farms out west. The Shriners are looking for long-term investments. They're looking for things that will hold their value, like this orchard that we're in right now. This orchard is a walnut orchard. This is one of their assets. It is an incredible asset that has a long history of producing high-quality walnuts. And if someone's going to turn around and make a decision to donate that to the Shriners, they're going to do everything in their power to continue that as long as they can. This is helping the specialty healthcare needs of children all over the world.
I have a great idea. Have you ever had cotton candy grapes? If what we're looking for with the Shriners is a producing asset, what I think you guys ought to do, right, and you can bring this up to the investment committee. Okay. You can already tell it's going to be good.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's a great idea.
So we take celery, which really nobody likes, and nobody wants to eat. I think you can grow the world supply in like 5 acres.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
We cross that with like Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
Right? And we have Dr. Pepper flavored celery.
That is a bold move. That is a bold move. I wonder about the health benefits, however, because Shriners is in the business of taking care of our health. I wonder if that's going to land well.
I don't know the details of how it happens or what that means. I'm sure you guys could figure it out. You're the farm manager. I'm sure that you can iron out all those details. I don't want to get bogged down.
Yeah, you don't want to get bogged down.
I'm the idea guy.
You're the idea guy. Okay, all right.
So,
I'll be the follow-through guy.
So,
and that's what we'll do.
You know, you can take that to the board and let me know how it goes. Our master plan here tonight is it's about 7:30, and we found a great place to take off from. Sunset's in about 40 minutes. We're hoping to get golden hour. I don't think we're going to get a very spectacular sunset. I'm a little bummed, but I still think we'll capture some cool stuff. And we're here. I got one drone battery left. Here we go.
We have visited some very, very good farms and some even better people on our route through the California Valley for the Shriners Hospital for Children. Can't say enough about that organization. We've already talked quite a bit about them, showed the farms throughout our little video here. It just goes to show that when you put some significance on something, as the Shriners does with farmland, you can really make something out of it. And grateful for their efforts, grateful for a chance to help them as we manage their farms and their portfolio, and just good to be here with you.
Tim just got done refueling. What's the news?
Well, I think we found the bottom of the tank. We are at 25 9/10. It's a 26-gallon tank.
Okay.
So, all right.
We have plenty of fuel.
2 tanks, 13 on each side. I think there's a touch of it a little bit better, but definitely know where it's at now.
It didn't quite turn over to 26.
Not quite. So we're in good shape.
Yeah, we had no problem.
Safety first.
Fortunately, there is an airport every 300 feet here in California. And so we had plenty of fuel.
That struck me the most is how much of a responsibility those farmers felt for being in charge of the stewardship of the land and those funds that go to support the Shriners Hospital. They really care about that part of it.
We're fortunate to work with operators who have multi-generational, hand in the land, and that's indicative of what the Shriners is attempting to do. They're attempting to make sure that the farmland that is donated to them is cared for the best that it can be, and definitely that comes into the people that we work with, for sure.
Yeah, totally. And I just thought they were awesome, and especially Anne, her story. When you asked her that question about what it meant to farm for the Shriners, she was a little emotional because she had one of her kids go through a pretty scary bout with cancer, and so this work that Shriners do, it's close to home.
Absolutely.
my daughter wasn't dealing with a life-threatening disease, but it was something that was really important to us, and we didn't know what to do, and we felt like we didn't have a lot of answers, and sure enough, there were Shriners that came through, and helped us. And we will forever be grateful for that.
The connections that we all have are the reason why we do what we do. It really is just about taking care of people.
It makes me feel even more motivated to come up with the perfect cross fruit. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
One more time. Here we go.
I'm thinking watermelon crossed with kiwi. Right? Everybody loves
I can get behind that. I can get behind that one.
Everyone loves kiwi, but it's so small, right?
So small, yeah.
I mean, imagine if you had a big old slice of kiwi.
So kiwi big.
A watermelon that tastes like a
kiwi.
Sumo kiwi. I like it.
Did it.
So who do I send my ideas to, Tim? Do I send them to you, or
I'll have to get back
straight to the Shriners on that deal?
Well, yeah, we'll leave the Shriners alone on that one as well. Kelly, thanks again, DittoFilm Media, for being with us, the Farmland Fox, and this opportunity to fly a very, very long way. We're still going.
We have a few hours left.
We're still going, and we're going to make it. You know what they say.
I do.
We love your dirt. Thanks for being with us.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next.